Are you asking yourself the question, why am I exhausted all the time as a caregiver or as a mom or a dad or a business person? If so, let's talk through that in this episode. Not just, in these cases, you're not just physically tired, you're not just sleepy. That's not what we're talking about. It's a kind of tired, you guys, that lives in your bones, in what I call your cells. That's what I'm calling it right now. Cellular, if I can say that word, tired. It's in your chest, it's in your thoughts. Today, what we're going to be talking about is caregiver exhaustion, but I also want to talk about just exhaustion in business and exhaustion in life as a parent. And how do we prepare and how do we talk about what no one wants to talk about here?
Welcome to That Shit Doesn't Define You Stories of Hope, Season 4. This season, we're having the honest conversations that no one prepares you for. When you feel like you're failing, when caregiving drains you to your core, when your body stops cooperating under stress, if you're walking through a season that feels heavy, sacred, exhausting, or uncertain, you're not broken, and this season does not define you. Let's begin.
And so I want to unpack that for you guys. We want to be a voice for you. We want to be a light for you to let you know you're not alone. And if you want to dig deeper into this, please listen. We're going to unpack some good stuff here. But I want to thank everybody for being here. This is season 4 of this podcast, and we are spending this entire season digging deep into very deep things. Things that I am working through, things that I know people are working through, and we're so excited that you're here. I'm going to tell you, people need to hear this podcast. This is social media, so we've got to tell you, please like and subscribe. We've got to do that kind of stuff because it gives us authenticity and wider reach. And that's important because we want to make an impact. Please share this with people. I promise you, somebody who is a caregiver of a parent. Somebody who is a caregiver of a child. You may know a special needs parent. You may know a mom who is a single mom, or a mom who is a toddler who has toddlers and working. You may know somebody who is in any type of situation caring for other people, and they need to hear this information. Please share, let them know they're not alone, and let them know that there are some tactics and some psychology going on. So I'm excited to dig into this. So Jada,
Yes,
man, this season is heavy, but it's good.
it is. You want me to take a moment to show people something fun?
Yes.
We have our new branded cups.
Yes, look at it.
I'm so excited about them. I had to share, and I forgot to share in episode 1. So, obviously this, is coming out after we've already rebranded our website, but
Yay!
I'm so excited.
I know.
So just taking a moment from the heavy to share something fun.
I love them. So so what Jada's talking about is we redid all my branding to reflect my future, where we're going. It's a little bit more sophisticated and a little bit more bold, which if you know me, I'm pretty bold. And you guys, this new logo, love to get your thoughts and comments, what you think of it. I've been asking a lot of people, what does it look like to you? And I'm getting all different things. I won't tell you what it really is. I'd love to hear what you think it is. And then maybe Jada will put what it is. But there's a lot of thought that went into the branding. And I'm really excited. I feel like it finally is a good representation. And this is my very first piece of merch.
Yes, I love it. So if you don't know, you can get cups with your own logo on them without having to buy 1,000 of them. Eventually we'll need 1,000, but we didn't need 1,000 for the podcast. So yes, I forget that not everyone's watching this on YouTube. If you want to watch our video podcast, go on over to YouTube. But if you're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, one of those podcasting platforms, obviously I forgot that you guys are not seeing this. So if you're not seeing it, go over to Athena's website because the whole website is branded now. So exciting news. But I know, obviously we're talking about a lot of, heavy topics, especially during this season. And so I just wanted to share something fun to start us off with.
You can still have fun and heavy. See?
Oh, yeah,
We rebranded
absolutely.
my whole website during the heavy.
Yeah.
I am really excited. So I do hope you guys go and look, go onto the website, look, and I'm sure if you want one of these, Jada can tell you where to get them if you know want an Athena one. But
Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should put them on your website because then
you
people can just
should
buy them
because
and we
they're
can
kind of
fulfill them.
cool.
They are
They're
really
kind of
cool,
cool, but
actually.
we would have to put a little quote or something back here, for them because you know me, I'm all quotey happy. But anyway,
I
all right, you
love it.
guys, to get back to the podcast, I am excited about that, and so it is fun stuff. Thank you for sharing that. But I want to. So we're talking about this caregiver fatigue, and obviously, I'm sharing from my heart what's going on, just to fill you guys in. But my daughter is, as you as we were recording this, she's in hospice, and she's getting closer to getting to heaven, and that's a really difficult, hard season. It's beautiful and hard. So can I just say that? However, I have been also a caregiver of a child with special needs and medical challenges for 21 years. And that in and of itself is a challenge and hard and interesting. And oh man, Jada, this is something I had a conversation with another mom of a child with special needs, but
Mm,
they didn't have medical challenges, right? And her son had a medical situation out of the blue. He's autistic and he got himself in he ate too much soap,
mm,
like hand sanitizer soap, because he liked how it fuzzed in his mouth, right? And by the way, this could happen to a non-autistic child. Just FYI parents out there. I
very
didn't know
true.
this was a thing. But hand sanitizer soap consumed in large quantities can make a child drunk. And it's not good for them, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So he had to be rushed to the hospital, the whole thing, because he was acting drunk and he couldn't hold himself up and all of this stuff. And he had poisoned himself with this soap.
Mm,
And so she was at the hospital, had to do all the things. And when she was finished, she called me because I was like, "Hey, I want to check in on you. How you're doing?" She said something to me, and if you've ever had a child with medical challenges, or if you have a parent that you are parenting that has medical challenges, or anything in between where you are a caregiver to somebody with medical challenges, you'll understand this. She called and said, I have a whole new respect for you. I
mm,
never even conceptualized how what I just went through for the last 48 hours has been part of your life for 21 years.
mm,
And she's like, I can't fathom it. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And that is true. Um, I wouldn't either. And now that my daughter's in hospice and we're not going to the hospitals anymore, I'm just now starting to digest all the trauma
mm,
of all the ambulance rides, all the ERs, all the emergencies, all the right? And I'm finally for the first time getting really honest with myself of that was a really hard place to live for
mm,
a long time. And so I'm talking to people that if you have something like that, and it could, it could be you loving on somebody that has an illness. I have a friend that his wife has MS, and, it's anything that is just extra. I want to just say that it's time to just be honest that caregiving is exhausting. And I'm really talking if you're, a mom of a child with special needs. I want to tell you right now, I see you. I see you. I understand that your adrenals don't rest. I understand that you're on alert 24/7. I see these quotes and stuff on Pinterest sometimes, and I think they're a little snarky, but they're true. But I just think they're said a little snarky, but they're basically like, "Hey, have you had a child under the age of 2 before? Imagine what that's like. Now imagine a parent with child with special needs, we've been living that for the life of our child,
Hmm.
you know? Now that's a little snarky because it's a little, like, in your face comparison thing, so I'm not really love that, but it is, you know? There's truth to the snarkiness, but I don't like comparing grief or comparing, but I just wanna say I get it. When I speak to groups of women that are caregivers, moms of children with special needs, or even dads, I understand. There's no, "Hey, I'm gonna take the day off. I'm not gonna worry today if my kid is gonna be okay," right? And, so I think it's okay for us to be honest and say it's hard. It's okay that, to say that it's a tired you don't understand. And that it's not a tired that you get from work. It's not a tired even from stress. It's not a tired that you even get from long days. It's a
Hmm.
tired that goes to the bone. Okay. Now, Jada, I know you don't have the same journey I do, but Isabel has kept you on your toes since she has been born.
Yeah. I don't think I like legitimately just like talking about tired. I don't think we had a night where she slept like 8
Yeah.
hours. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, like, in the early days, they're going to bed at 8, 9 p.m. So 8 hours is like really good. I don't think we had like an 8-hour stretch of sleep until she
Ever.
was 12 months old. Like,
Really? I can't even believe you get it now.
well, I say that last night she woke up 3 times because she's
Yeah.
popping her canine teeth.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, really?
so like
Let's be
she
honest.
and
You haven't had
y'all
8 hours of sleep since before you were pregnant.
no, and y'all, she's 21 months old. Like you would think it has been almost 2 years where I could probably count on 2 hands where I've had a night of sleep that was uninterrupted.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so here's the thing, the
yeah, I get it.
caregiving thing also is for moms out there.
Yeah.
Jada, you're caregiving. I mean, you're being a mom, but
Yeah.
you're caregiving because you're not getting what you need. You're not
Mhm.
getting the sleep you need. You're not
No.
getting the things that your body needs to function regularly.
Mhm.
And, hey, if you're a mom out there and you're listening to this and you just had a baby and you have postpartum, plus the baby's not sleeping, I just got to tell you that same kind of tired I'm talking about right now, you're feeling that tired. You
Mhm.
understand what I'm talking about, where you can't, there's not enough caffeine. There's not enough anything for this kind of tired. But how do we get through it, right? Um, and do we get angry and resentful? This is hard, right? I think it's really important that we understand that this tired is coming from something beautiful, right? It's coming from you being the best mom, Jada, that you can be.
Mhm.
For me, it's coming from loving someone that I can't fix her illness, I can't fix her disease, I can't fix that she's close to, but I'm giving of myself to love her. And sorry, you guys, I think it's something we don't talk about enough. I
Mm.
don't think we talk about that doing the thing that we know we're supposed to do, the priority that we know we're supposed to do, the thing that is the most loving can also be the thing making us the most tired.
Mhm.
I know in the special needs community, we don't talk about it enough. We all feel it. I know as moms of new children, they don't talk about it enough, right? Because you're supposed to be talking about how wonderful it is, how excited you are, how great your kid is. But can we talk about how it sucks to not have any sleep for a minute and how you're tired and how it's hard and that it's okay to be hard and beautiful at the same time? It's
Mhm.
okay to be tired to the core and be doing it for something that's worth it. But
Yep.
can we talk about it so we don't carry guilt and shame about it?
Mhm.
I'm
And
telling you, go ahead.
you don't sit there in isolation. Like, in
Yeah.
my scenario, I have multiple friends that have had babies that have slept through the night since 8 weeks old. And like, I'm so overjoyed for them that that's their reality, but that's not mine. And so whenever I hear people talk about how great their kids sleep, it's like always made me feel like, oh, something's wrong with mine, you know? And it's not.
Yeah,
It's just every baby's different, every kid is different, every person is different. And so
right.
that is something I've had to like remind myself in is like just because people aren't talking about how like bad their baby's sleep is doesn't mean that I'm the only one and
Yes.
similar to other things. So,
Well, and that's the thing is I'm on a mission for us to get honest. Now, I'm not
cool.
on a mission for everybody to, like, wallow in our sadness. That's what I'm
No.
talking about. But I'm talking about, can we be honest with each other? You know,
Mhm.
I say it on my business podcast all the time, Jada, about we need to talk about how difficult business is. That, hey, entrepreneurship is not right for the faint of heart. Let me just get this right now. But either is, can we talk about, caregiving? Like, a couple was, I don't know, I think it was last year. All the time is kind of getting fuzzy right now with everything going on. But where I got to speak to a room of women, that every woman in the room was a mom of a child with special needs. And I'll tell you, when I got up there and I told them that it was okay to be a woman of faith, be strong, know that they're a badass mom, all the things, and feel exhausted, feel alone, feel bone tired, and feel ostracized and unseen. And by the way, both exist. The room erupted,
Mhm.
right? Both can exist. Because I can be a woman of faith, I can have strength, I can believe that God has all of this. I can have faith that Savannah is going to heaven. I can believe all of that, but I can also, my body can say, guess what? And this is true. My body is like, I shake. Ever since you went into hospice, my hands shake. I'm trying different things. I told you the protein in the morning is helping a little bit, but I shake. I went to the doctors. They're like, your adrenals are shot. Your nervous system is toast. Okay. Okay. That's real. Can we just talk about
Mhm.
that's real? That's real. While at the same time, I can praise God for what's happening, that I can believe and have faith, and my body can shake all at the same time. I can be tired. What the thing is, I'm not gonna shame myself anymore for my hand shaking. My hand shaking doesn't mean I'm weak, it means I'm
Mhm.
human.
Mhm.
Being bone tired means I'm human.
Mhm.
Being sad and crying after I meet with the hospice nurses means I'm human and I'm a mom,
Mhm.
right? But at the same token, I'm not gonna wallow there. I'm gonna allow myself to feel, and I want you to allow yourself to feel. Be honest about it. No Pollyanna bull nanny, okay? I'm not saying let's go wallow in sorrow. I'm saying let's identify it, be honest, know where it's coming from, identify it, talk to somebody about it, get some help, cry it out, scream it out while you still have your faith, your friends, and all the things,
Mhm.
and that it's okay, and that you
Yep.
aren't, nothing's wrong with you. You're not broken. For me, my hand shaking, I'm like, I literally, when the doctor was like, "Yeah, your adrenals and everything are just shot." At first when I got in the car, Jade, I was like, "Is this the thing that's gonna finally just break me? Am I gonna
Mm.
come back from this?" Yeah, it's just right now in this season, almost shake. So, you know, like Jerry will make fun of me. I'll have a cup or something, and it'll be like this. you know, I'm like, ah, whatever. It'll go away someday. I'll be excited about it, but I'm not
There you
gonna
go.
shame myself
Mhm.
about it. And that's what I want you guys to know, is that I don't want you guys to be shaming yourself. I don't want you to think that it's your identity. Shaky hands Athena isn't my identity. It's just something my body's doing right now to handle the stress. And
Mhm.
seriously though, like, women's hairs fall out or something like that. I see women who are struggling, they just don't look as put together all the time. Hey, sister, did you take a shower today? Good on you. Good on you. I can't tell you right now how many times on the weekends I tell my husband, I'm like, "We're gonna go out and your 52-year-old wife is going to have no makeup on because I don't wanna take the time."
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that's so fair.
Right? However, he loves me without makeup on, so that's good, but so Jada, can we name some of this shame, what's kinda going on so that people can understand?
Yeah, definitely. So some of the shame that caregivers are carrying are, quote, other people have it worse, or I shouldn't complain, or I chose this, or if I were stronger, I wouldn't feel blank. Maybe it's this drained, this tired, this exhausted, whatever it is. But here's
Mhm,
what's true: you are holding grief, responsibility, and love all at once. And that's not normal life. That is an
mhm,
emotional labor at the highest level. And
mhm.
exhaustion does not mean that you can't love enough. You don't love enough. You aren't grateful, or you aren't faithful or disciplined. It just means
Yes.
that you are human.
Amen.
So that is
Amen.
naming the shame. We got to name it so that we can tackle it,
Yeah. Amen.
and reframe it, which we will go into reframing in just a minute. But before we do jump into that segment, I want to invite our listeners to our March webinar. So Athena is going to be tackling the topic of the 2-minute pivot, decision making mastery to get out of emotional quicksand. So if you are someone that is struggling with that spiral or emotional freeze when life is piling up, when life feels heavy, then this webinar is for you. So Athena will teach you how to go from frozen to mastering your emotions within minutes. The webinar is going to be at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesday, March 31st. I will link the sign up in the show notes and we would love to see you there. But let's jump into reframing why this kind of tired is different.
Mhm,
Athena, you talked about it a little bit at the beginning. Like, it is bone tired.
mhm,
And the caregiver exhaustion isn't just physical, like you mentioned. So
mhm,
it's that anticipatory grief, the decision fatigue, like you mentioned, emotional hyper alertness, chronic stress hormones flooding your system, and your body is in constant protection mode. We talked a little bit more about that in episode 1. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and take a listen. But it thinks that danger is nearby. Your brain is assuming everything is danger and it is trying to
mhm,
protect you. So it's going to burn your energy faster. It's going to disrupt your sleep. It's going to kill your motivation and it's going to weaken your focus because your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to protect you. And your
mhm.
brain is assuming that everything is something that it needs to protect you from when you are in that fight or flight stage of your life right now.
Amen. Yeah. I love that, you keep saying your brain is protecting you,
Hmm.
because it's so true, right? I mean, it just is
Hmm.
trying to preserve you. So,
Absolutely.
how do we take what we've learned here from this and what do we do with it? And again, you guys, this is the rubber meets the road. So where do we take it from here? And it goes back to the reframing. Instead of just saying I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Those are things that and again, I'm just pot talking to the kettle, y'all. These are things that then make us part of our identity, and they're not. So instead of saying I'm tired or I'm exhausted, we could say I'm emotionally exhausted from loving someone through something very hard.
Huh.
That sounds very different. Or in my case, I am bone chilling tired because I'm giving all of my energy to my daughter that is dying.
Huh.
That is not shaming. That's honoring the pain, honoring my sacrifice, and being honest. You know, Jada, for you, I have I am tired because I am being the best mother possible for my daughter,
Uh-huh.
right? And then it's worth it.
Yeah.
Then it's worth it. And then we don't shame. Then it's not I am,
Uh-huh.
I'm experiencing. I think that's the difference too, right? It's not that I am something, I'm experiencing something
Uh-huh.
because of something, right? Um, Naming it correctly gives you permission to stop minimizing it, being authentic about it, and not identifying with the negative and shaming. That's really important. Very important. Again, talking to myself here. Number 2, the good enough rule. I gotta tell you, I'm learning this. Um, and that is when you are a full-time caregiver or caregiving, and or you are responsible for another human, moms, there are days, times when the good enough rule, I want you guys to remember the good enough. This meal is good enough. This outfit is good enough. The house is clean, good enough. The work is good enough. The energy I have today is good enough. Now, I am
Mm.
not talking about those people. I hope none of you are listening. I am not giving a blanket for um, mediocrity and slothness in life. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who are living with intention and impact and doing the best they can. You are who I'm talking to. And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, there are days where it's okay if the laundry just sits for another day. And I have OCD, so that is hard for me.
Mhm.
Hard for me. Jada will tell you my house is rarely out of place.
Very true.
But in this season, there are days that my bed doesn't get made. And I know to some of you are like, what? That's no big deal. To me, that's a big deal. I have like, that's just what happens. You get up, you brush your teeth, you make a bed. That's what you do. But there are days where I'm like, that bed, I don't have the energy to make that bed. And that's okay. And
Mhm.
my dog loves it because he knows he can get on the bed when the bed's not made. But if the bed's made, he can't get on it. So the dog is like, yay, she's having a good enough day, which means I'm good enough to sit on the bed. So he's like, party. But
Duke's
you
like,
know what
"I'm
I'm
king of the castle."
yes, he loves it. But I think,
So funny.
there's good enough days, right? You're just like, okay. I remember one day, um, then Savannah's nursing team came over and I'd done the laundry. I was really proud of myself, but it was all hanging over the dining room chairs by my husband's, by mine, by Savannah's. And Savannah, I had intended to put it away, but she had a rough night and a rough morning, and they came, and part of me felt shame that I had all these laundry all on my dining chairs, and I'm like, no one cares.
No one cares.
No one cares that you got
And
some
I'm
clean
sure
laundry.
no, and I'm sure a hospice team walking in sees much worse, like,
Yeah,
just
no one cared.
truth.
No one cared. And you know what? I took care of Savannah and I waited till my husband came home for the day and I was like, "Will you help me with these?" And he was like, "No problem." So I think that perfectionism is never good, but in survival seasons, we need to take it up a notch. And I know you
Mhm.
may be laughing at me, but you guys, I like structure. Because of the trauma in my life, I like my house to be very structured and tidy. And so psychology wise for me, for it not to be that way is really hard for me. Um, but I've learned to let it go, right? I've learned to let it go. So good enough rule. It's good enough that I got dressed and I took a shower today. I don't have to look like Barbie, good enough.
There you go.
I never look like Barbie, but you guys know what I mean. All right, number 3, let people help. Remember, we talked about this in episode 1, but I'm gonna say it again. As a caregiver, it's really important that you understand people may not reach out to you because they don't know what to say. But more importantly, it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't mean that you don't have your act together. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean all the negative things. It just means, hey, I need a village, right?
Mm.
I need someone to help me. And oftentimes they don't know what that is. It could be a meal, it could be a prayer, it could be a check-in. Recently I had a miracle happen. That I was in my professional life, Darren Hardy, my mentor, invited me and 13 other global leaders to come and spend a day with he and his team to do some masterminding. And I was so excited. And the day before was my anniversary. And my husband and I, because of Savannah's health, have not had a night off without her in over 18 months at that point.
Mm.
And I prayed and I was like, it would take a miracle from God to have because no one wants to watch her because they're afraid of her condition. And I don't ask for help. I'm not good at this one. I don't ask for help a lot. I never want to inconvenience people, whatever. But this was one of those times and I prayed and I said, God, you got to help me. I got to find that miracle person so that my husband can come to San Diego with me. We can celebrate, focus on us for just 24 hours and allow me to do this very amazing thing with the global leaders. Well, in pure God fashion, he waited to the last minute, but because he likes to do that just so he can say, "Hold my glass of wine, now I got it," you know? But so it's him, but he came through, and here's the thing, I had to ask for help. And by the way, caregivers and people out there, I asked 25 people for help, and it took to the very f for 3 weeks, I asked for help. And, it was the last hour of the last day, one of my friends who is a perfect fit, a mom who has children with special needs, understands a child in a she's buried a child, and, she used to be an EMT, so she understood, stepped up and said, "I'll watch her so you can get this time."
Oh.
If I wouldn't have asked for help, we wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. It's okay to ask for help, and don't be discouraged when you get 24 no's,
Yeah.
as the 25th might be the yes,
Mhm.
right? So and something that I'm learning, um, my business partner's wife is probably the best person in my life at coming to give me aid without me asking.
Oh.
She's been doing it for 15 years.
Oh.
And she's the best at it that I've ever experienced. And one of the things that she's told me is that ask people for help because you'll rob them of the joy of helping you if you don't.
Oh.
And she tells me about the joy of her helping. She's watched Savannah before. She stayed with Savannah in the hospital to give me a break when Savannah's been in the hospital. I remember she was in ICU. She
Mhm.
came to sit with her so I could go home and take a shower after 3 days of no showering. Um, she does those types of things. She brings meals when I don't ask. She's like, I know you had a hard day yesterday. I'm bringing meal. Just be quiet. I'm bringing it." Right? And so understand when you ask for help, people are joyful and they feel good about getting to help you. So,
Mhm.
number 3, ask for help. Number 4, um, a refill. Allow yourself a refill. Now I'm working on this one. I did this over the weekend. I was so proud of myself. And what does that mean? It means taking little moments. Take a hot shower. Allow yourself a hot shower. Listen to some worship music or music that you like. Breathe. Do breathing exercises. Go put your feet out in the grass and connect to the world for 15 minutes. Or just sit in silence. Go for a small walk. Whatever it is that you need to do to refill your cup. And sometimes that even is crying. One of my very good friends has 2 children with special needs that are just adorable, lovely ladies, and, some of my daughter's best friends. And this woman is amazing. She's like this crazy, accomplished, amazing woman that every time I feel like, "Man, how do I do this?" I think of her and I'm like, "Okay, if she can do it, I can do it," kinda thing. But I'm gonna tell you, listeners, she and I both, we've been laughing, and we've been talking about this for 15 years. There are times when we have just had it, we're exhausted, and we go in our closets, shut the door, and get in a fetal position and just cry. And we just cry it out. Cry to God, just cry, scream, whatever we feel like we need to do. And everybody knows just to kinda leave us alone. Allow us that moment. And she and I talked about how, and by the way, we both did it, and we talked about it one day and then realized that this was a coping mechanism we both had. And then we come out of the closet and we shake it off. There's no shame that I needed to go sit in the fetal position and have a cry.
Mm.
I needed that release. I know since Savannah has been in hospice twice, the refill I have had, there's a church local to us that has a chapel. It's a big, huge church, but they have this very beautiful little chapel.
Oh.
I say little, but it's beautiful, like wooden pews and stained. It's just a beautiful
Oh.
chapel. And there's not, and during the day, there's not people there usually, maybe a worker or whatever. And twice I have gone there and just went to the altar and, cried and just
Mm.
poured myself out. And, That's letting it out and getting refilled. So
Mm,
think about that. Remember your nervous system needs to feel safe. Remember that you need to take care of yourself. But one thing I'm going to say is it can be small. One of the things that gets me really frustrated during this time is if one more person tells me, while my daughter's in hospice, that my husband and I need to prioritize date night. We can't get anyone to watch our dying kid, people. There's no date night. Okay. We understand the importance of it. That's not real right now. And if you're listening to this and you're going through some stuff, maybe that's not real for you either right now.
mm,
Don't let people shit on you. Know your circumstance and know what you need. Because I'll tell you what, my husband and I don't need date night. We need intentional times where we shut everything off and we focus on our marriage, right? We need individual time. You know what you need. Figure out what you need and fit it into your life. And don't let the world tell you what you need when you're going through what you're going through. Be careful there because they don't understand. People, they mean well, Jade, they mean well, but I'm like, do you know? And by the way, do you think I want that many nights away from my kid right now?
mm,
Right? So, um, there are different ways to fill up your marriage and fill up your cup
mhm.
in really hard times that are not a Pinterest post.
Yeah.
I'm just serious. There's
Yeah.
different ways to do it. And so I want you to be encouraged that because here's the thing I see people say, well, I can't do Pinterest or what everybody else is doing on social media, so I won't do anything. I'm like,
Mhm.
no, stop that. Those people that are doing those lovely things on Pinterest, I promise you they're not going through what you're going through. I promise you they probably sleep, you
Mhm.
know? And so I just make sure that you know what you need and that you're making those times. And those walks that I mentioned earlier are mine. So
Mhm.
being outside and taking walks and getting to go on walks with my friend and taking my daughter who loves a good walk.
Aw.
Um, those are ways that I fill my cup back up. Funny enough, my husband washes our cars. That is his, he's like, "I'm gonna go wash the car." Okay. That's his, "I wanna go alone, no one's gonna talk to me, I'm gonna
He
do
can go watch
something."
my car if he needs another
Yeah,
car to
he would
wash.
love it. He would love to go wash your car, although he'd wanna spend time with you, but he
I
loves to
know.
go wash a car. But anyway, so those are some rubber meets the roads. That's how we do it. The big thing is, you guys, you're not alone. Let's not be shamed. Let's not be told by social media how we have to act, in this. Let's just do this the way we need to do it because we're the ones that need to survive it. So, where do we go
Yeah.
from now? I know we got
Well,
more this
Athena's
season.
book will be coming out soon. So if you're interested in joining that pre-order list to get all the extras along with a discounted pre-order price, the link to sign up for that
Yes.
notification will be in the show notes, along with the webinar mentioned earlier. And just to give you guys some hope to close for today, if you are caregiving right now, you are doing one of the hardest jobs on the planet. You are loving in a way that costs you
Yeah.
absolutely everything.
Yeah.
And if all you did today was show up, keep going, and love someone through the pain they're going through, then that is heroic. You don't have to be
Yes.
strong all the time. You just have to be real, and being real is more than enough.
Mhm.
So,
Amen to that.
just want to leave you guys with that today. And then if you did enjoy this podcast, we would love for you to like and subscribe so you can join us next week. And if you're looking for us on other platforms, you can find us about anywhere. Athena's name is pretty cool and unique. So just search Athena Captain and you are bound to find us. And remember, this is not your practice life. So don't wait for it to be perfect. Start messy, start scared, just start because nothing's going to
Amen.
change until you do. Take one step today toward the life that you want and dare to share it with us. We'll be here every step of the way, walking with you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.